Hi everybody, my name is Siri and welcome to my YouTube channel. This channel is about nail designs and Russian style manicure. Friends, before we begin I must say that English is not my native language. That's why I would like to apologize in advance for any future grammar mistakes I may make in my videos. I will try very hard and I think that with time the language barrier will disappear altogether. Thank you for your understanding and let's continue. Before talking about the idea behind creating this channel, I would like to share a little introductory information about myself so you can understand where it all started. Previously, I was not a manicurist and my work was very serious since I was doing forensic handwriting examinations. Actually, it was a very interesting profession, but I always lacked creativity in it and always wanted to do something with my hands. I started to think seriously about what I could do that I would enjoy and that would be related to the creative process and creativity. Then it became clear that I have always been interested in manicures and love to do my own. They turned out so well for me that my friends and even my mom asked me to give them the same manicures. I think that every practicing nail technician has about the same story, because somehow we all got into this boundless world of nail magic. It so happened that at the same time I was wanting to do something creative, I had to move to another country and needed to learn a new profession. That's how I arrived at doing my favorite thing. Now I live and work in Miami, specifically in Hallandale Beach, and I'm a practitioner in my own nail studio called Nail Art Department. I have a great team of girls that I have trained by myself and continue to train. And just recently we turned 1 year old. By the way, I will leave a link to our Instagram in the description of this video, and anyone who is interested, you may follow us. Well, finally I will tell you about the idea behind creating this channel. It arose first of all because my clients started asking me why I do not make videos about what I do. And really I thought our work is very creative, has subtleties and requires constant improvement. And because of this it's all very interesting to watch. Have you ever been hypnotized by tutorial videos about nails or eyebrows and eyelashes? I'm always fascinated, especially by the before and after part. Plus, I believe in karmic management and I believe that any professional, sooner or later, comes to the point where he is ready to share information for his own good. And that's why I hope for your feedback, my friends. And I'll do my best to make it interesting and useful for you to watch these videos. Since I work a lot, I will always have something to share with you. Basically, I will show various designs, both simple and more intricate that require special explanations. And in general, I would like to share different pieces of useful information with you. For example, what materials we use in our work and what pros and cons they have, what tools we use, and so on. I decided to dedicate my first video to the very cool idea of using shiny elements in designs on matte nail surfaces. It's not a new idea, of course, but I think it looks cool. I made this design on my own nails and I hope you will like it. Let's get started! Since I'm right-handed, I prefer manicures with my right hand on my left. Now my fingernails have a grown-out coating which is 5 weeks old. It is 2-color gradient stamp design and I liked it. I removed the old coating using a cutter with a bit with a blue notch. It is necessary to leave a thin layer of the base which shouldn't have peeled off at all. I want to remind you that if the base detached from the nail plate anywhere, it must be removed by filing off the old coating to the surface of the nail. Since we live in tropical climate, peeling on nails is even riskier. Nails can very easily get all kinds of funguses which peeling is an ideal habitat for. I remove the coating with even movements. The pressure on the nail plate from the cutter is the same over the entire surface of the nail. It is very important to remove the remainder of the base from the free edge of the nail as much as possible so that the next nail coating is not thick. The shape of the nail is beautiful and the nail looks as natural as possible. The next step is to file the shape of the nail. Since there is artificial material left on the nails, I remove the extra length with back and forth movements and file the nails into an almond shape. I think that in one of my next videos I will analyze the main mistakes of filing and tell you why filing the nail shape, in my opinion, is the basis of a perfect manicure. I'm using a pushing tool to push the cuticle back, and I lift it a little to make it easier for the milling machine to continue. I use a flame bit with a red notch. Notice the rounded tip of the bit. I have been using this type of milling cutter for many years now. In my opinion, it is the safest and most suitable for almost any type of cuticle. I highly recommend that you try this milling cutter if you are a beginner and you want to try your hand at it. In the nail folds, I work with the milling cutter exclusively on the skin, so as not to injure the nail plate. Next, I use a sharp-pointed milling cutter bit to clean out leftover skin from hard-to-reach places. I cut cuticle with nippers. I use nippers because for me they are more versatile tool. And after I degrease my nails, I apply Ultra Bond. There is a lot of debate among nail techs about whether or not it is pointless to apply a dehydrator and bond if there are remnants of artificial coating on the nails. But I have seen from my own experience that nails with this preparation for the base coat were better. Next, I apply hard base in 2 stages. First, I apply a thin layer of the base covering the entire surface of the nail. I use a small brush to paint over all the hard-to-reach areas. Then I put an extra drop and level it. Stretching it over the whole surface of the nail plate. With a small brush, I remove any extra base. After making sure that the glare on the surface of the nail is perfect, I dry it in the lamp. My idea is to do the design on my thumb. For it, I choose the background color koi from the LUXIO brand. I cover my thumb with 1 layer of polish and carefully paint the entire surface of the nail. I decided to cover the rest of the nails with a juicy and very beautiful shade of blue, also from the LUXIO brand. I will leave all the information about the color palette, along with the names of the gel polishes I used in this work, in the description of this video. The color is just gorgeous, of course, but in the light of the lamp it is not as luxurious as in real life. There is one more thing. This blue, like some other colors in the LUXIO palette, has the property of shrinking after drying. That is, it moves away from the edges. This is a peculiarity, so you need to coat it again as closer to the cuticle as possible. I applied 2 layers of blue. As I said, the main design idea is to highlight shiny elements on the matte finish of the nail. Because the nail with the design will be matte, I make the other nails matte as well. I cover them with a velvet top coat, or as it is other ways called, a cashmere top, which makes the nails not just matte, but textured matte. Now we're getting to the most interesting part. I will draw a portrait of a girl wearing glasses. The girl will be matte and the glasses will be glossy. For starters, I decided to sketch a girl's face with an ordinary pencil to figure out the size of the lenses that I will have to cut out for the glasses. I use a familiar pearlescent film which we all used a couple of years ago to make a design called Broken Glass. I forgot to show this film on camera, but I hope you can imagine what it's like. I cut 2 identical circles out of the film with manicure scissors. It's important to make sure there are no scratches or dents on the circles. Otherwise, they will look ugly under the glossy top coat. Glasses are certainly not an easy thing to make. By the way, if you find another simpler and more interesting way to cut 2 even circles of a certain size out of the film, write me about it in the comments, please. So I paint the contours of the girl's face with a brush. I mark the eyes, nose and lips. Because I've been holding my left hand up and it's uncomfortable for my right hand to draw, the outlines aren't quite clear. But this doesn't matter because the drawing will be overlaid with color. Now I dry it. On the palette I'm diluting one of LUXIO's colors, Cremelle, which I choose as the color for the girl's skin. I fill in the face with the resulting tone. I dry it. I paint over the eyes and lips and do a detailed drawing. I decided to decorate the girl with a wreath of white flowers and blueberries. Next, with an undiluted color, I draw a shade of light falling across the face. I dry it again. I add leaves to the wreath and I dry it again. Finally, I try on the glasses. I put the circle lenses on the top coat and line them up so that they cover the eyes. When both lenses are ready, I dry them in the lamp. Since I was drawing on my own nail, it was very inconvenient to make a detailed drawing on the camera. I couldn't find a single successful clip of the video to show you the next part of the drawing process because my hand was constantly not only leaving focus but leaving the frame in general. But as you can see, I made a fine outline around all the details with black gel and added hair. I tried different hair colors but finally settled on a more natural brown. I dry the design for a final time. Now I cover the entire nail with a velvet top coat, but I do not cover the glasses themselves. I work with a thin brush and circle around them so that the top coat does not find the surface of the film. With the same brush, I carefully bring the top coat as deep as possible into the nail folds and as close to the cuticle as possible so that no glossy gaps remain after drying. After drying, I draw the frame of the glasses with black gel. Finally, I put the base on the glasses themselves. I use base because it's thicker than the top coat and it doesn't spread. After the base is dry, I cover it with a non-stick top coat to maintain a glossy shine on the glasses. Here is the hypnotic result I got. This is the first video on my YouTube channel, so don't judge too harshly, folks. If you like the video, give it a thumb up, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell. In the next episodes, I will share interesting designs with you. If you have any ideas for complex designs but you don't know how to implement them, share them in the comments. For the best ideas you submit, I will record a video with a detailed description of the steps required to make them. Also ask questions which I will be happy to answer. This was Siri and I'll see you soon.